One thing I really liked about the Haylou GT1s was the form factor. What I didn't like was some of the materials and some of the choices for materials that they used, and today we're going to talk about how I would fix this potentially good pair of headphones. Hi, my name is Mitchell. Before I jump into this, thanks to everyone that uses my affiliate links. Without your support, we can't keep the channel going. If you're looking to pick up the Haylous, I've got links to them down in the description down below. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter. I've been tweeting a lot about the new updates we're getting for the Redmi K20 Pro. If you're into mobile photography, check out XIAOMI. If you're interested about Android Q, wireless headphones, anything like that, go ahead, check out my website. I'm updating it every week with new articles and all kinds of useful information. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let's just jump into this. I wanted to make a little bit different of a video concept today, which was how would I fix the Haylou GT1s? Because there's a lot of things that I genuinely like about these headphones. We're comparing them to all these other headphones I have here on the table. I have more, but this is just a small handful of them, right? And the case of these really sticks out to me because it's super close in regards to the actual volume that it takes up to AirPods. The actual headphones themselves, in regards to the size, are teeny, right? So there's a lot that I like in the design of these headphones. Unfortunately, the quality is pretty shitty. So instead of just saying, oh, I would make them better quality, let's talk about the actual design and material changes that I would make to make these a better buy. And then maybe we can talk about a price that you would pay. So the first thing is the actual design of the case. I would not change anything about the design of the case except for I would maybe have a vertical row of LEDs here. Even if it's just like 3 LEDs or a single LED that was multicolored. Next is USB-C. I know this might be controversial, but for me, replacing this with a USB-C port would be, know that the USB-C port does take up a little bit more size, but a USB-C port or even no port and a Qi wireless charging pad for me would go a long ways. I don't see anything wrong necessarily with the pin design here, but I would maybe like to have pins that are at the top of the headphone so that when you slide them into the case, they line up here, okay? And that way you don't run the risk of bending these metal pins. Because oftentimes with a lot of these true wireless headphones, people will bend these pins, and that is, of course, what breaks. So maybe having flat style connectors, similar to how we have you guys can't really see in here, but similar to the way that we have the flat style connectors on these fake Apple AirPods, which by the way, still work decently well for a fake pair of Apple AirPods. New style connectors, right? USB-C, and then an indicator light on the back. And if we have to make this case a little bit bigger or maybe change the proportions of the case, that's fine. The next is the materials. Now the cheap plastic materials that this case have, for me, are just not going to cut it. They feel super cheap. The material choices for the Sabit E12s are okay, but I would like to see polycarbonate. I would like to see a single piece of polycarbonate for each side of the case, machined. And at the top of the case, you see how we have these little indentations for the Sabit E12s? Something like that for the case here. Now, polycarbonate is a stronger material than this plastic. It's what the Nokia Lumia phones were made out of. So we could potentially make the case a lot stronger without actually making it bigger. So cutouts for the headphones at the top of the case have this entire top piece, one part of machined polycarbonate. Because we'd be machining this out of one piece of polycarbonate, or at least the bottom of it out of polycarbonate, we could make them more durable. We could do a better job of attaching the circuit board inside of here into the case. Because if it's the same way that these are assembled, which I'm assuming they're similar I should say, then the circuit board is just being held to the bottom here, and it's kind of vulnerable to bumps. Now let's talk about the actual headphones themselves, because honestly, I don't see any issues with the design of these headphones. The plastics could be higher quality, but at a low price point, I think the material design for these headphones is certainly okay. I don't think I would change anything about the actual headphone unit itself. If not, maybe just make it out of slightly higher quality material. I don't care about them sounding better, okay, especially if we can do this at a lower price point. I don't really care about them having volume controls. I think the controls right now with these are totally adequate. But a lot of the issue that we have is with the case. That is ultimately some of the modifications, and that's how I would tweak the design of this case. I don't even care that we don't have a magnet to hold this open. We could make the magnet to hold it closed a little bit stronger, and just do some different material choices, have them manufactured out of solid pieces of polycarbonate. Now it's going to increase the price to do that. So what would be a fair price for these headphones? I want you guys to go ahead and pause this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if we could fix the case issues and give you guys higher quality materials in the case, how much you would pay. I think at the $40 price point, so right now double the cost of these currently, if we doubled the cost, had a top and bottom made out of a single piece of polycarbonate, machined polycarbonate, USB Type-C charging, and then indicator lights for the battery life on the back, at $40 to me, I think that would really get us a sweet spot, I should say, in regards to quality materials, overall build quality and longevity, and still give us a small pocketable design, because there's a lot to like about these. Unfortunately, because of the $20 price point, corners had to be cut somewhere. Let's take it back up top.